Welcome to New Star Readers, powered by Maat K12. Sit, listen, and enjoy each new adventure. Here we go. Libby Wimbley, Rooster Instructor, by Amy Cobb, illustrated by Alexandria Neonakis. Chapter 1. Doodle Trouble. Libby Wimbley lived on a farm. She lived with her mom and dad and little brother Stuart. In the barn lived 3 goats, 2 cows, a pony, some hens, and 1 rooster named Doodle. There was only one problem. Each morning, Libby listened, but Doodle never crowed. On Sunday morning, he roosted. On Monday morning, he pecked ants. On Tuesday morning, he chased the hens. On Wednesday morning, he snoozed. On Thursday morning, he flapped his wings. On Friday morning, he scratched in the dirt, and on Saturday morning, he stayed in the chicken coop until afternoon. Why doesn't Doodle crow every morning like a normal rooster? Libby finally asked her dad. Doodle's still a young chick, Dad said. He doesn't know how. This summer I'll teach him, Libby said. Mom looked surprised. You'll teach Doodle to crow? Libby smiled proudly. That's right. Doodle's going to school, rooster school. When? Asked Stuart. First thing in the morning, Libby said. Chapter 2. Rooster School. The next day, Libby woke up extra early. She raced to the barn. Good morning, everyone, Libby said to all of the animals in her best teacher voice. It's the first day of school, rooster school. Elvis, the goat, bleated softly. Don't worry, Elvis, Libby said. Goats don't go to rooster school. Go back to chewing your cud, and Elvis did. So who goes to rooster school? Libby asked. If the animals knew, they didn't answer. Well, Libby went on, rooster school students have feathers, and a beak, and funny little chicken legs. Libby looked at Doodle. Does that student sound like anyone you know, Doodle? Doodle fluffed his feathers. Peep. No, not peep, Libby said. Roosters crow like this. Cock-a-doodle-doo. Doodle cocked his head to one side. That's it, Doodle, Libby said, hopefully. But all Doodle said was, peep. Repeat after me, Doodle, Libby said. Cock-a-doodle-doo. Peep, said Doodle. Libby even showed Doodle a picture of a rooster. See, right here, it says C-R-O-W, crow. Doodle pecked at the paper bird, but he still didn't crow. Doodle's beak was sealed. It's okay, Doodle, Libby said. We'll try again tomorrow. Chapter 3. Rooster Review. And so early the next morning, Libby went back to the barn for rooster school. Have you practiced crowing, Doodle? Libby asked. Doodle flapped his wings. Peep! No, not peep. Libby shook her head. Listen to this. She pushed play on her CD player. The sounds of crowing roosters filled the barn. Doodle listened like any good rooster student should. Then Libby pressed stop. Got it, Doodle? Libby asked. Now it's your turn. By then there was quite a large crowd. The goats, the cows, the pony, and the other chickens had gathered. They all flocked around Doodle and waited too. Don't be shy, Doodle. Just go for it, Libby cheered. Peep, Doodle said. Libby took a deep breath. Okay, Doodle. Let's review what you didn't learn. Before she could begin, Stuart came into the barn. How's rooster school? He asked. So far, not so good, Libby said. Stuart had an idea. Maybe you should act like a chicken. You mean pretend I'm a rooster? Libby asked. Stuart nodded. It might work, Libby said. Doodle said, peep. Chapter 4. Cock-a-doodle won't do. Today, we're trying something new, Libby said at rooster school the next morning. Doodle watched as Libby strutted around the barn like a rooster. She scratched in the dirt. She even flapped her arms in the air like wings. Then Libby cleared her throat and crowed. Cock-a-doodle-doo! 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 But Doodle didn't like all of this crowing one bit. He hid behind a bag of corn. Doodle, come out, Libby said. Please. Doodle did. Peep, he said. No, 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 not peep. Libby frowned. Doodle looked into Libby's sad brown eyes, and Libby looked into Doodle's round rooster eyes. Peep, Doodle said again. I'm sorry, Doodle, Libby said. Rooster school is canceled. Then she stomped into the kitchen where Dad was making pancakes. What's wrong? He asked, stirring the batter. Instead of cock-a-doodle-doo, it's more like cock-a-doodle-won't-do, Libby said. Doodle is the worst rooster student ever. Maybe Doodle just needs to grow up a bit, Dad said. But Libby didn't think so. She was pretty sure Doodle was doomed to a no-crow life. Chapter 5, 5-Star Student. A few days later, Libby and Stuart were catching frogs at the pond. Look at this one, Libby said, stroking the frog's bumpy skin. Wow, Stuart smiled. He's the biggest one yet. Libby was about to set the frog on the log when she heard something. What was that? She asked. I don't know, Stuart shrugged. It's coming from the barn, Libby said. Let's go find out. When they got there, Dad and Mom were already in the barn. What was that sound? Libby asked. Mom pointed at Doodle. Listen. Doodle sat on the gate, flapping and flopping his wings. Libby listened. Stuart did too. Then Doodle puffed out his chest. He reared back his head and opened his beak. Cock-a-doodle-doo! Doodle, you did it! Libby jumped up and down. You crowed! Dad smiled. I knew he'd do it someday. I was wrong, Doodle. You're the best rooster student ever. She paused. But you're going to have to go back to rooster school. Why is that? Mom asked. Because it isn't morning, Libby sighed. Now I have to teach Doodle to tell time. The end. Thank you for listening, and remember to subscribe to New Star Readers.